Another one of our permanent cements is polycarboxylate. And similar to zinc phosphate, it can be used for a a permanent crown, inlay, onlay, restoration for cementation, or it can be used for orthodontic bands, or it can be used for a base, and we'll mix the base in just a few minutes to help take up the bulk of a tooth that needs a large filling to help add some bulk to it. Polycarboxylate cement is, again, a powder and a liquid. The brand name you'll see a lot is Duralon, and that's by 3M. You need a pad, spatula, and the powder measure for the polycarboxylate looks like a golf tee, possibly, in your imagination, but it's one-ended and it has the welt that's just one-sized at the working end. I'm going to unscrew the top, pack the material down into or up into the scoop. You always want to try to make sure you don't have any excess on the outside of these powder measures, because what will happen is your ratios will be off and you won't get the right consistency or the right properties of the material. So that's one measure of powder. And you'll notice with the Duralon liquid, it's a lot thicker than the liquids that we've used before. You have to hold the extra little bubble off. Hold the liquid dispenser straight up until the air bubbles are gone out of the liquid. And then you want to squeeze and hold it till it dispenses one drop. The drop looks about this size. Okay. So with the powder, we start mixing. This is one of the easier cements to mix because it's 1 to 1. You don't have to remember a bunch of ratios. And it mixes in just that short a time. Same spatulation movements. But here again, we've got a nice creamy mix, and we would use that to cement a crown, cement orthobands, inlays, onlays. At that consistency, it's used for luting before cement. Like I said earlier, it can also be used as a base. So we would mix a thicker consistency. We put the powder out. This time we're going to use 2 scoops. And we're going to use that same 1 drop of liquid. So again, you want to hold the bottle up until that big bubble goes up to the top. And then put pressure on the bottle, squeeze it until you get like a pea-sized drop. This material can thicken up pretty quickly, so I don't always add the whole 2 scoops in at one time. Again, the goal is to have a base material that's thick enough and the right consistency to roll into a ball. The doctor would, or the doctor has to place this permanent cement, but you would transfer the plastic instrument to the dentist. These base materials, if they're still stringy when you try to mix them, then it's going to stick to your gloves or stick to whatever you're using, the instrument or the material, however you're going to get it into the mouth. So we want to make sure that it's not sticky like chewing gum. You can again also add a little powder to your glove fingers. When you're getting ready to roll it into a ball. Gather it up. Still a little bit stringy. So I'm just going to add a little bit more powder to it. It's real stringy. This is always one of my least favorite cements to mix to this consistency. I like mixing it to luting consistency, but to base consistency it takes a good while to get it to the right consistency so it's not so sticky, and to be able to roll it into a ball. There we have that ball of material that we could transfer to the dentist using a plastic instrument. You'll see that the spatula on here, with mixing it to this consistency, is really sticky and covered with cement. You really can't get it off with soap and water or with water. You can try to use an alcohol gauze, but again, you see you've got some residue there. One of the things that I have is a liquid. It's called Removalon. And the easiest way to do it is to put it in that liquid and let it set for about 20 minutes, and it peels right off. So that's polycarboxylate cement. It's a permanent cement used for orthodontic bands, a base under a large filling, cementing permanent crowns, inlays, onlays, or bridges.